Am I the arsehole? Itch for allowing only my twins at my wedding, but no other children? I'm getting married soon, and I've decided that I don't want children at my wedding except for my 7-year-old twins. They mean a lot to me, and I want them to be part of my big day. They'll be with the babysitter the entire time at the reception, so they won't be a bother to anyone. My siblings have young kids, and they were really upset about my decision. They said it's unfair for me to allow my kids but not theirs. They accused me of being selfish and said I should either invite all the family's children or none at all. They even threatened not to attend my wedding if I don't change my mind. I think they're being dramatic, and I believe I have the right to choose who I want at my wedding. I love my nieces and nephews, but I don't want them to disrupt the atmosphere of the celebration. I also don't want to exclude my own kids because they are my children, and I want them to witness me marrying their father. Am I the arsehole? For allowing only my twins at my wedding, but no other children? Not the arsehole. Anyone with a brain can accept that the bridegroom's kids are special case. Not the arsehole. You're so selfish for wanting your wedding to be all about us. Nata, it's your wedding. In fairness, I could understand why it would feel maybe like a slight to your sister, but she needs to remember it's not about her or her kids. Not the arsehole. You just cannot exclude your kids from their mom's and dad's wedding. They should be there. Just 2 kids with babysitter most probably won't affect the whole thing, but bunch of young kids definitely will, so for me it's very understandable decision. Not the arsehole. There is a difference between children and your children. But will your twins find it a bit lonely not having their cousins to play with at the wedding? Being a child at an adult-only situation can be a bit boring even if it is a wedding. I can see your siblings' point of view, but be prepared not to have them at your wedding. Not the arsehole. At first I thought you meant you only wanted your twins there and not your other children, in which case you would have sucked, but no. It's totally normal to have the bridegroom's children at a wedding and no other children. Your siblings need to be over themselves. Info: are you 100 fine with your siblings not attending, i.e. you wouldn't badmouth or resent them for not coming? Also, do they know that? Totally normal decision to make. Have a lovely wedding. It's your wedding. You get to decide who you want there. Guests can decide whether or not they want to or can attend based on the details. Not the arsehole. For all the people in the back, children are people. People are invited or not. If it's your wedding, you invite the people you invite, and don't invite others. If some of those others happen to be young, and if their parents were invited, a babysitter will probably be needed. So what? The parents are free to accept or decline the invitation for themselves. They are not free to demand to bring someone who wasn't invited. End of. I don't think weddings should have to be designated child-free. They are all invitation only. If the children aren't on the invitation, it should be assumed that they aren't invited. Not the arsehole. You can have any kind of wedding that you want, of course. But you also have to be prepared for some guests being unable to come if they can't arrange for childcare, and you'll have to be willing to accept that. Not the arsehole. You can choose whoever you want to be at your wedding. And anyone you exclude can be pissed off about it as well. You get to make whatever decisions you want, but you do not get to control the reactions of others. Your wedding, your rules. Just make sure you're happy if your siblings don't attend. Not the arsehole. Your wedding, your rules. Your wedding, your kids. Seems perfectly reasonable. That said, if they don't want to attend, tell them that's perfectly acceptable and no hard feelings will be held. No, probably not. Back in the day, weddings were mostly for families to get together and celebrate. That included all the nephews and nieces. But recent times that has fallen out of favor. One factor is the venue will count every kid as an adult for pricing. Oh good. Another child-free wedding post. Not the arsehole. Your wedding, your choice. However, you have to be ready for the parents to not attend. If you are good with that, thank them for their no RSVP and tell them you will miss them. If you want them there, you have to change your rule. There is no other way. They are trying to guilt you into allowing the kids, and if you don't want them, they are not invited. Nah. You have the right to set your own guest list. Your invitees have the right to decline the invitation if it doesn't work for them. How dare you want to make your wedding to the father of your children wait? Why is this a problem? Not the asshole, obviously. I actually don't understand why there's so many posts of people complaining when they can't bring their kids to a wedding. Understandably you want your own children at your own wedding, but anytime I've been invited to weddings I've never asked for my kids to come. It's always been a great excuse to have a fun night away in a hotel with my own and no kids. Not the asshole. Do what you can live with. I will tell you that family will hold a grudge on this for the rest of their lives, so be prepared to hear about it from now on. They're your children. They aren't equal to other children, because they're yours. And it's your wedding. Why that's hard for people confuses me. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. As you said, these are your and your husband's children. They are a huge part of why you're getting married, the living symbol of your love for each other. Not only should they be there, but it would be great if they had an active part in the ceremony. Sorry, but your siblings are wrong. They don't see the importance of your children being there to witness the marriage of their parents. And, as always, it's your wedding. You get to decide who's invited. Not the asshole, it's your wedding. You are paying for it, and you get to decide who can come. Look, I'm not going to vote cause this is something I don't understand, but can anyone explain to me why people think kids are such a massive problem at a wedding? What exactly is the atmosphere people on this sub are so concerned about not disrupting? Kids are so traditionally a part of an American wedding that they have special roles within the ceremony. Like, what is the atmosphere you're going for? Hushed classical concert? Sexy cocktail party with an orgy afterwards? All of the wedding I've gone to have had a few kids around and I just don't get it. Not the asshole. Your party, your bill, your say. People who want to use your wedding for grandstanding and free babysitting are declaring their true colors and can stay home if they want. There are tons of other situations in life that are adults only. It's your wedding. They are your children. OFC they can should be there. Smiley face, Natar. Not the asshole, but you had to expect this reaction. It may be your wedding, but if your family have younger kids then they are going to be upset that you are excluding them. Love that the siblings think that the kids you made are less family to you than your siblings are. LOL. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. Your children are the exception as they should be. Not the asshole. Typically I would say weddings aren't a place for kids as they get bored and start acting up. It's just not fun for them. But this, as you said, is their parents getting married. This is a big deal to them and something that they will remember for a long time, so yeah, you should have them there. Your siblings don't have the right to dictate your big day at all. Not the asshole. You have every reason to want your children there, and every reason to exclude other children. You are also taking steps to ensure your children are being supervised and cared for during the reception. Your siblings likely figured they could bring their children, pawn them off on relatives, and then cut loose and party at the reception without much care or attention given to their own children. Why so many people on here are so upset? Seems like lots of projection. It's your wedding. Everyone else needs to get over themselves. I don't understand people who are so happy to get what they want by being difficult. ETA. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. I didn't want kids at my wedding minus my nieces and nephews. Made it clear in the invitations and doubly clear on the response cards. People still brought their kids. FML. People suck. This is your wedding. You do exactly what you want.